Yeah, we have a few players in the league who have been doing it for quite a while now, and it's difficult because you have to be very disciplined.
Right.
You have to take care of your body. You have to put extra effort in when it comes to honing your skills, staying on top of your drills, make sure you're ready to play every day. But more importantly, you just got to stay healthy. That's the most important thing.
Now let's get to your list, Coach Norman. First off, you put here LA Tenorio, who just had a vintage performance somewhat in game number 1 of the finals. What can you say about how he is playing at this level right now, at this stage in his career?
Yeah, LA played for me in college at Ateneo, and he has not missed a game in the PBA, which is extraordinary in itself. The fact that his body is so strong, and he's only 5'9", and he's just ready to play every single night. But what I'm more impressed with LA is his skills have not deteriorated. He gets out there and he can play against the younger, quicker guards, and sometimes be quicker than they are. And he's still making his three-point shots, which is very important for Ginebra.
And in terms of evolution, I mean, I've looked up to LA Tenorio growing up as a hooper. With LA, what did you see? Did he change his game a little bit? I mean, he was known for being a slasher to start off his career, and now he's one of the top three-point shooters of all time in the PBA.
Well, his game has evolved, but he was a three-point shooter even in college. He could hit the threes. And the one thing I like about LA, and I always say this, is he's the best passer I've ever seen, especially outlet passes. He's one of the greatest as far as throwing outlet passes. And he's just well-rounded as far as being a player is concerned. But more importantly, if you take a look at what he does at home, during the pandemic, they showed him working out at home. He has all the equipment there in his house, and he really utilizes it.
Just investment. The body's the investment when you're a basketball player.
And it's paying off really good for these guys. LA Tenorio, Coach Norman, you've coached him back in college. This next guy on the list, you were actually able to coach in the professional league. So Kelly Williams, with his age right now, can still keep up with the best of them, defending imports, defending June Mar. What can you say about this game?
What is Kelly now, 41, 42 years old? He's up there, and there's no question about that. I was with Chut Reyes when we won 3 championships at Talking Tex as a consultant, and then, of course, I coached him at Talking Tex also. And he's a former MVP of the league, but at the same time, I think the thing he has going for him is his athleticism. He has not lost his jumping ability, and he has not lost his body or his strength. So he can battle the big guys down under, even up to now, including the imports. And at the same time, he can roll to the basket and still dunk on you. So he's been able to somehow keep his athleticism all these years, and it's really helped him stay in the game.
And that's most likely because of his discipline, as you mentioned, and trying to keep that same level of
just take a look at his body.
I mean,
malakas ang katawan.
Sobrang lakas ang katawan. But when you talk about Kelly, Coach, you were able to coach him in terms of his leadership. You know, trying to mentor some young guys. How is he as a leader? When you guys won championships together?
Kelly's not really a vocal leader, but he does it by example. And he does something that's very difficult in the PBA and any league for that matter. He actually matches up with the big guy on the other team. So no matter whether that guy is smaller than him or bigger than him, in most cases they are taller and bigger than he is, he's out there battling every day. And you can just take a look at, like I said, at his body. The fact that he still has his muscles. I say he has one of those, beach bodies when he's out there every day. So he's been able to keep his strength, and that's the reason why he's still in the league.
It's just somewhat like Coach Norman, right? Still very much in shape with that beach body going on. But Kelly Williams, you're right. He can adjust. He can bang bodies, but when he can also shoot from the outside. He's kind of developed his game when he thinks that there's too much banging bodies inside. He can shoot
MVP.
Yeah, he can shoot from the outside too. Last but not the least, on the list, Arwin Santos. A lot of talk on this guy, especially when he got traded to Northport. They're saying, okay, his prime is done. He's washed up. But when he went to Northport, still did a lot for this team and even helped out and bring him to the playoffs.
He still made the mythical team.
Exactly.
Playing for Northport, so that shows exactly where his game is right now. He has been saddled by some injuries lately, but at the same time, when he does play, he's still getting it done. I mean, offensively, he can score, he can shoot the three from the perimeter, and more importantly, he plays defense. He still plays defense. Very few players want to come in and challenge him around the basket because he can still block shots. He can still guard imports. So he's still got his game together despite the fact he's also one of those guys in his early 40s. So, Arwin's always been a great player. I sometimes think he doesn't get as much credit as he deserves because he's been so consistent with it over the years. And he probably was not very happy being traded out of San Miguel. But, that's the way this game goes. But still, he's on top of his game when he gets out there on the court.
I mean, always in tip-top shape is Arwin Santos. I mean, you've never seen him... Masipag talaga. You've never seen him gain weight, in the PBA. But, with the way he plays, Coach, you've seen him also throughout the years. What do you think has he done to evolve his game and to still play at this level in this era of basketball?
Well, he does not get to the basket as much as he used to. He relies more on his three-point shots now. But the thing I'm always really amazed by is his defense. I mean, he's been Defensive Player of the Year a couple of times so far in his career, and he's always in a defensive team. But he just does a great job playing defense and matching up with the best players of the other teams.
When you take a look at these players, Coach Norman, you look at LA, you said he's just 5'9". Kelly is a muscular guy.
6'7". Yeah.
Arwin Santos, he's a bit lean. So is there really a particular, prototype of how the longevity does for these types of players, or what's the most important thing? Because they have different body types, they have different routines, but what's the most important thing to be able to be like these guys who can stay in the PBA for so long?
Well, first, you have to be lucky. I think on Tutlo, Suerte, I could see they haven't had any major injuries to keep them out of the game. But when you just talk about the training part of it, they take care of their bodies, whether it be from physical exercise or whether it be from how they eat. They take care of their bodies, and that's one of the reasons why their bodies